Oh, I'm back. I accidentally hit the button. So these are supposed to be the individuals that are most, supposed to love you, most immediately, and where you're supposed to have healthy relationships. And then it's like when it's coming from them, it's more hurtful too. It's more hurtful coming from certain demographics like my family, my black men, black women. Um it's even there's also adolescents doing this and children doing this. So I'll get to some of those things too. But this is also one of the effects that is very serious. And so evil will test you. Evil wants certain things. It wants me to discriminate. So this is not just about what they're saying. This is also my other experiences. It's trying to create discrimination in me. It's trying to create hatred in me for certain things. But, I know certain things once again. So no matter how much hatred, and it's more hatred involved, and it's taken its toll in a lot of this. But I still understand that everyone in a demographic is not doing certain things, and there's an individuality in general still exists, and everyone in the world isn't doing certain things. So this is something that stops me from having like this general hatred for something, or like discriminatory feelings and spirits and thoughts and actions and things, and this discrimination in general. um so it's just like it's taking its toll, though. It's taking its toll. Saying things about my cat, and there's all kinds of things. But so what else is going on? More effects of this. Um, More effects. So those are some emotional effects. It's causing hurt too, because it's so much disrespect. Like, it is like so disrespectful. It is so disrespectful. Like the stuff being said too. So I'm such a nice person. I'm such a kind person. I'm such a caring person, a loving person, someone that wants to help God, help myself, help others, help the world, help the rest of the universe. I'm always, someone that really wants to and purpose, but someone that's just a really good person. I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect, but someone that has made a lot of great, wonderful changes in their life. Someone that wants no, that's not. I'm not a dramatic person. I'm not a confrontation. I'm not a like confrontational person. I'm not like someone like that at all. So like it creates hurt to more pain, um, more emotional pain as well because of that. Um, and the amount of hatred. So that is so when it's coming from so another effect though when it's coming from like all these different angles, that is not, I know, once again, it's not everyone in the world. I know this. Or it's not everyone in this city. I know this. But like it's that's the tone. That is the tone of the world in my perspective, and the tone of the city in my environment, because it just seems like it's all hatred. So I know that's not true, but it seems that way. It feels that way a lot of times. Um, so I don't, this is, once again, individuality is the reason that, in my knowledge, in just different knowledge I have, but individuality is a big reason and primary reason that I don't discriminate. I don't fall into discrimination, and so and this in general negativity towards something. So other effects of this. It's caused alienation in me. I don't I don't feel, I isolate more. I've isolated more. Now it's not only because of this, but it's like along with my other abuse and this is a big part of it too. I feel more alien. I feel alienated. I am alienated. Um, I don't, there's not really a sense of belonging in the world for me with humans and in the world in certain ways, in the city, in my family, in demographics, because I'm on the outside of this. This is not something I'm a part of. So I know that, this is not something I want to be a part of. But it's, I can't gain a sense of belonging in it, because it's fake to me. It's fake to me, and I don't understand why people can't just say what they feel or what they need to say the right way. So another reason that's caused alienation and a lack of belonging, and isolation is because of it creates trust issues. So this is another effect of this that is very serious. It instantly creates trust issues. So as soon as you do it, this is the point I'm at and the point I've been at for years. As soon as you do it, as soon as someone does this, whether it's something like good they're saying or some negative. So, because sometimes it is something good they're saying, but they're saying it the wrong way. So that's what keeps making it wrong, But once again, it's primarily negative. So, like, it instantly, no matter what you say this way, it instantly creates trust issues. For I instantly have trust issues on whoever is doing this, because that is fake. That is not, once again, that I can't trust you. Like you're on the inside of something that I'm not. You're disrespecting me. You're not saying something the right way. This is not coming from a good place. And something else I have learned also is not a lot of times, and most of the time, it's not just talking. So they're not just talking. A lot of times there is other behavior and things involved behind this, that also creates the trust issues. So like that's it's instant trust issues at that point. So it's not that I can't ever build trust if it becomes worthy, if they're trustworthy, I can do it. But not one human, like I can't say that I trust one human in this world, because of not only this, because of my other experiences in general. But at this point, I don't trust one human in this world. So it's not that no one is out there in the world that is trustworthy, but I haven't met them. I haven't been able to do that with a human at this point. And so like, and this is part of the reason why. So the trust issues, I can't build trust. I cannot build trust like that. So when someone is doing that, I cannot build trust with them. It's sometimes I'll keep talking to them and I shouldn't, or I'll keep having them, I'll keep like dealing with them in some way, or like have them involved in my life and somehow, like, because it is personal relationships as well. But like in the back of my mind and just in general, I know I can't trust you, so that's what happens. And so it's caused me those are some of the effects. Some of the other effects it causes is I won't proceed with certain things if I hear someone doing that sometimes. So it's, oh yeah, it's also happening when I'm calling, like on the phone, when I'm calling companies or businesses. It's happening on the phone, like with phone operators. Um, like it's crazy. It's crazy. So like it's coming from like every angle. So like I sometimes don't proceed. I have like recent, for example, so what one thing I have learned over the years is that this is also a red flag, this behavior. So like, and once again, you get instant trust issues. So like, for example, recently I was on the phone with my cat, with my cat's veterinarian, where, well, not, well, it wasn't my cat's veterinarian. It was a prospective veterinarian that I was supposed to go to an appointment recently with my cat. And based off of that happening, she had said something else too that was like suspicious in how she said it. So I basically didn't even attend the appointment to try to prevent any issues, because I already had trust issues. So I go into stuff with trust issues because of what I've been through and the trauma. I already had trust issues with veterinarians because of what I've gone through. So like I didn't even proceed with the appointment because of that. So it's causing like life issues. Like I sometimes won't proceed with something anymore the way I would normally do, or I don't want to deal with a certain business anymore, or I don't, and it's not just the talking, once again, it's other factors to this, but this is one big reason. And I won't want to go into certain businesses anymore. I won't want to watch certain shows anymore. I won't want to listen to certain things anymore. So it is causing, like, I can't live my life normally because of it, and it is causing relationship issues because it does. Is my family too, and just relationships with the world, relationships with businesses, just relationships in general. I can't build relationships this way because I can't build trust and I can't build connections. It's a disconnect involved with this. So like that's also what it creates, a disconnect. So like I'm not able to connect correctly with people anymore, or just with the world and with just different things, my family and a lot of things, and I'm in it. So that's these are some major effects. So what's also going on is there is not, so this is happening. And they'll be talking about a lot of spiritual things too. So what I realized is that these are once again many subjects that people are too afraid to talk to me about, or don't want to, or just don't want to talk to me about, or too insecure to talk to me about, or just whatever their barrier is. And so I've been posting things, like sharing things publicly online for years. And they'll be talking about a lot of that stuff too. Primarily, there has not been, I mean, with the exception of a few people over the years, no one asked me about anything I've shared publicly, like directly, assertively. But it will be like, I know you know what I'm posting. I know you see it. I know, but it's like, so I don't understand how it can be so much of this going on, like this indirect harassment, this verbal harassment going on about these things, And it's not primarily one individual that can talk correctly about this stuff. So it creates communication issues. So that's another effect of it. A major effect. It's creating communication issues. So like if people feel like, so that's part of that is the violation of privacy as well. They feel like, a lot of individuals feel like they don't need to speak to me because they'll see what I'm doing or they know what I'm thinking. That's part of this too, but it creates too many communication issues because now I'm to the point where sometimes it's an instinct to respond. So I'm not always responding verbally, but I'm responding mentally. Like I'll be thinking things because it's the same reason I started the responses when it first started, because I want the right information out there. I want the truth out there, and they still won't understand that or listen to me or get that when I respond. But like it's not something I mean to do all the time, but it's become like instinctual now a lot of times to respond to it somehow, and I don't want to keep doing that because they find they feel like there's no reason to have a direct conversation about it, or they don't think that's necessary, because if I'm responding and they get the answers about something, they don't feel the need to do that the right way. And even when I put the right information out there, they don't change. They still have hatred. They still have these issues and like incorrect information. So it's stuff that needs to be done directly, basically. But the problem, guys, a lot of problems. So another issue that it's creating, another effect of this is now when they're saying things verbally, whether it's with the evil magic I have stated, with me hearing them talk, certain individuals stalking me with the evil magic, or if it's coming from the environment, which is also considered demonic. Okay, I'll get to that. But this is also considered evil magic. It's considered evil hecka. When you're verbally saying it as well, in the environment or not. So I'll get to that as well. And it has a demonic origin. So it's not coming from a good place, no matter what you're saying, once again, because that's not the right way to say it also. Yeah, that's what I want to say. So no matter where this is coming from, it will start to focus my mind on a specific subject or something specific that I would not have been thinking about by myself. So that's also the issue it's creating. Because you have to know more about the brain and cognition and thinking, thoughts, and the mental aspect to understand this. It's a stimuli or a stimulus. So like, for example, now this is just like instinctual sometimes for the brain, or it's like, this is general too. This is not just me. This is general. So if they start talking about a specific, something specific, and my mind will start focusing on that. And it would not have been if they would not have said that. I wouldn't have been thinking about it. So like, for example, if someone says to you if someone says to you, "Oh, my shirt is blue," If someone says that to you, you're gonna, most 9 times out of 10, you're going to, and most individuals, they're gonna think of their shirt being blue, because that's what they, that's, your mind focuses on that way, you know. So like, this creates a lot of issues, because sometimes they're talking about certain individuals or certain subjects that my mind would not have been on. They talk about certain individuals quite a bit as well. So some individuals they mention more often than others. So this could be my prearranged spouse. One of the individuals is my prearranged spouse, family members, Beyonce, they mention a lot. The Obamas, they mention like certain individuals more often than others. And then there's other individuals, celebrity and non-celebrity, but those are some of the individuals they mention more often, I would say, in this. And I've heard her doing it too. I've heard Beyonce doing it in a video. Like, it's like crazy. Like, I'm not fake, okay? I'm not fake. And I still care about these individuals that I said have engaged in this. But like, it starts to make me feel different feelings towards them too. Like, just towards individuals in general. It'll start to create negative feelings towards them. So like, towards individuals doing this in general. So, like, I normally, like, I wouldn't, like, certain individuals or certain things, I would not be thinking about it. Oh, this girl named Ruth, oh, or this female named Ruth, they mentioned quite a bit, a female named Ruth that I had posted about. I had posted something about her last year, in regards to some information I had on her, and being involved with witchcraft, but I have been hearing a lot about that. So like, I didn't have hatred towards her, but the stuff I'm hearing creates more hatred towards not just her, but others too. But and I hear it's like a competition going on that I wasn't told about, that she's involved in, and other individuals are involved in, competing against me, and like writing, like targeting my life. They say people are doing certain things that create negative feelings, basically things going on behind my back possibly. And so someone named Lily I used to work with, they mentioned often as well, and saying she's dealing with someone dealing with my prearranged spouse. And it's like all kinds of stuff I'm hearing about people that can create negative feelings, because they may or may not be true. So it's a bad idea to do that, because it's like just creating evil and creating more negativity and basically more hatred and so I don't just listen once again, but things are taking its toll. Stuff are starting to take its toll on me. So I wouldn't be thinking about certain individuals or things as much as I do without them doing this. So like, it's a setup. Everyone doesn't understand cognition and understand the brain and the mental aspect. So like, it starts to make me look like I'm obsessed with certain individuals, or I'm a stalker on certain individuals, and I'm not, you know. But once again, you introduce certain subjects at certain times to someone's mind and their brain, they're going to just like instinctually start thinking about it. Or, you know, that's just anyone though. Like I said, if you say like, oh, the wall is green, like you're gonna think, oh, the wall is green, or whatever. Like you're gonna be on the subject of it, or So it's just like your mind is gonna focus on it basically. So like but it starts to make me look like I'm obsessed with certain people, or I have hatred for certain people, and it's not, because it's like, once again, I wouldn't be like focused on certain subjects as much or at all without this verbal harassment going on. And then also it's a lot like that. Part of what is also going on, this is part of the violation to my mind, the misanalysis of thoughts. So like that's also what's causing a lot of problems, the misanalysis of thoughts, and rumors being started that way and things like that. And then also it causes me to respond sometimes because I want the right information out there, but like it's something I wouldn't have said or thought, and I don't want everyone knowing everything. Like certain things is private, or certain things I would be willing to talk about, but it's like sometimes I don't want them to know that much, so they'll take that and run with it sometimes and make it seem like I'm out here running my mouth about things or telling people stuff about like personal things, and that's not what's happening. So like, and they're also trying to create hatred towards my prearranged spouse, so they're trying to make me create hatred towards that, other relationships. So like saying they're doing certain things or saying certain things about these people, and it's stuff I can believe, because like I don't find most of it I don't find unbelievable that people are doing, but it's just not always true, and I don't know what the truth is. It's causing a lot of confusion because I don't know what the truth is about a lot of things, and like things going on behind my back, things about a lot of individuals, things I'm not involved with, or told about, communicated about. So it creates a lot of confusion because these people no one's talking to me about this stuff for me to get the definitive truth on it. And every time I try to address these issues in this verbal harassment, every single time I have attempted to address this directly, and it's been multiple times over the years, it's always gaslighting, it's always denial, it's always, and I know it's happening, so it's like you can't ever get a resolution to this because it's just blatant denial about it. So like they're not trying to solve problems, they're not trying to get to solutions, they're not trying to do this because they have their agendas. So I'll get to that. They have agendas, and why that's also happening, why they don't want this to address this the correct way, and communicate the right way. Those are some of the effects that it's caused in me, but it's also that also like ultimately starts to be general effects of it and universal effects. So something else I wanted to talk about, some other effects. Okay. Also, what it's causing is digression, and it's causing, so it's evil. You're speaking evil. So like you don't want to, I was talking to this with my mom the other day. You don't want to, well, not the other day, but recently I was talking about this because she does it too. creates hatred. This created hatred towards my mother and my daughter. Well, my daughter doesn't do it as much now, but my it creates hatred towards family and negative feelings towards family. Um, so like something I was talking to her with about the other day is it's caused relationship issues, but because of some of the things they're saying as well, and it's hurtful, and it's like just betrayal involved and things like that. But something I was talking with her about was, I was saying like, because I hear when I call my mom often, when I call my mother often, I hear she's watching the TV a lot of times, and I'll hear this happening on her TV, from her TV. And so part of that is you're just start to, it's like energy, it's negative energy, it's evil energy, it's evil spirits, it's evil emotions, it's evil thoughts, it's evil actions. Because if you're verbally speaking something, like out of your mouth, verbally speaking something, that's an action. That's considered an action. It's physical. It's become physical at that point. It's not just something you're thinking or feeling at that point, or it's not just a spirit at that point. It's all of that, and it's an action. So basically, you're absorbing this negativity. So that's part of it. And I was telling her, like, could you turn and like you sitting there watching that, and they're saying all these things, like, because it's not only happening to me. Well, you're sitting there absorbing this, like, it's just, you're just absorbing all this evil and into you, and it's just not good. It's just, that's one of the effects as well, and that causes digression. It causes other evil effects within the individual absorbing it as well. So that's also what is happening. So now I want to talk about some other universal effects to this, and other individual effects. So these individuals are also digressing, that are doing this, because it's a form of evil. So is causing mutual digression, whether you're on the receiving end of it or perpetrating it, is causing digression. And I'll talk about how, because it's a form of evil, and you're putting evil out to the universe, to the environment, and to the universe ultimately. And it's so like, it's a form of evil, and you're digressing doing that. And it's also okay, yeah, I want to talk about that. So you're putting this stuff out to the universe. You're putting these spirits out to the universe. You're putting these emotions out to the universe. You're putting these thoughts out to the universe. You're putting these actions out to the universe. And it primarily evil, primarily negative things. So, and then in general, because it's like I said, even if it's good something you're saying, how you're saying it is wrong. So it's still a form of evil. So it's all going out to the universe, and it's going to have return on it. There's going to be karma on it, and other effects, because some of the effects I described can happen to others, but it's also spirits that can hear you. There's also spirits that hear you, what you're saying, within the universe, and individuals in the universe that can hear it as well. And so you're putting this stuff out there, and there to the universe, and it's high quantities of evil because like I said, this has been going on for years now. It's been going on for years now. So the quantity of evil put out to the universe is like immense, an immense quantity of evil through this, because it's also like relies on how often you're doing it and what you're saying. So like I said, it's been like some very serious things being said. So like it's like some really serious things being said. So like those types of things are going to cause more evil or more evil. It could be more evil what you're saying too. Um so like, and trying to start rumors, trying to start problems in general. So um that is going to have karma. So I just want to say that it's spewing evil like venom on your tongue. You know, it's just like evil. A lot of people would have had their tongues cut out on it, in like in like other time eras and places. A lot of would have had their tongue cut out, based off of this, and also would have been muzzled. Some would have been ordered to have their tongue cut off. Some would have been ordered to be muzzled for a certain period of time. Some would have been executed. Some of this is executable because it's also based on the effects of it as well. So, the reaction, sometimes someone, if you say certain things, someone could react with like murdering someone, you know, and I believe it probably has happened. So for example, if you say something like, oh, so and so raped so and so, someone could whether it's true or not. Some people just listen to something without and not, you know, getting the evidence or something, or some people react way too quickly sometimes. You could murder someone. It could cause someone to murder someone or like hurt someone or some other effect of it. So like it's the power of words, the power of speech. You know, it's a lot of power involved in what you're saying. So that could be that, you know, it could go either way. It can be good or bad. You know, the amount of impact, you know, and effects. So, you know, power, that's a form of God. So there is no power in evil, but people know what I mean. Like it just is a lot of power involved in general in what you're saying. So like people need to really be careful in what they're saying, because the impact that it can have, and it can cause someone to kill themselves. You know, it could cause you know, all types of effects in it, and I've described some of those effects, but it's just all types of serious effects in every aspect of this. So I've described some spiritual, emotional, and mental effects of it, but it is effects in every aspect. So it has caused brain damage. That is a physical effect. It has caused, you know, these emotions and thoughts, they turn into physical effects where you can be like have your heart racing because you hear someone say that or say something, or fear, or, you know, debilitation. I'm much more debilitated, not only because of this, but a lot of abuse, stress, you know, causing stress that has physical effects, causing isolation, you know, like I said, causing like rage. It has caused rage sometimes, like, and like I could hit a wall. I've hit walls before or injured myself like hitting something or hitting a wall or something. Um, so it has effects in every aspect. There's sexual, uh, there's sexual and reproductive effects as well. Um, so like, it causes you to feel different about people. You may, you know what I mean? I mean, that's emotional, but I'm still a born again virgin. Basically, I've been a born again virgin since 2016, so that's still what I am. But like, just say you're married to someone, or like having, or like, it could cause you to not want to sleep with them, like what someone said, or like, it causes sexual issues as well. Like, I don't, I'm not, it starts to make me feel different towards people, like, that I may have been interested in, like in my future, or just in generally. Like, and you can start, I'm not having sex French again right now, but it's a lot of sexual harassment involved in this. Like, I get sexually oh yeah, it's like a lot of sexual things being said, like verbal harassment, and like, um it it makes you like, I've began to regret a lot of things that I've done, like being involved in the adult entertainment industry, or being involved in like like gentlemen's clubs. I've started to regret that, because it's not only what I'm hearing, but it's like I'm being, like, people don't want me moving on from that. It's like people are targeting my life because I'm not doing that. People don't, the amount of disrespect involved, regardless of what I've done, in any aspect. Like, the amount of hatred involved and disrespect involved in this. Like, I don't want to ever be available in certain ways, including sexually. This is not just about what I'm hearing, but it's like, if you're going, if the type of response, but it makes, that I've gotten, it's like, I don't want to be involved in certain things ever again, because like, the amount of disrespect involved in this as well, not only in the verbal, what's being said verbally, but just with my life and the targeting. But reproductive, it's caused things like reproductive things too are being said. There's adolescents and children involved doing this. There, adults are passing this on to adolescents and children. I get verbally harassed by adolescents and children. I can't connect with them as well. This is one reason why. I've heard really young children doing this, and it's like, it's just hatred. A lot of it is people just want to find a way to, like, get their hatred off, like, say what they want to say and hate, like, get their hatred out. Like, a lot of it is that too, like, just a reason, a way for people, I'm sorry, just a way for people to spew their hatred, and without having a response, or without having a rebuttal involved, without having a defense involved, or like a response involved in the right way. And it's some stuff, a lot of people, once again, they're not brave enough to say it. A way for people to not have to face assertiveness, and face conversations, and it's causing those issues as well. So, like, once again, with the universe, though, you're also digressing. It's a form of evil. It's also a form of evil, Heka. So Heka is the Kemet word for magic. Heka does have a godly origin, but I'll say evil Heka. And if you're talking about evil magic, dark magic, they call it too. So it's also a form of that, because in Heka, like, Heka exists in every aspect, in different forms. So like it's also, it does it creates effects. So like you saying something, it has power and it creates effects. So that is part of evil Heka. Like, and it is speaking things into existence does exist. That does exist. Like it takes more a lot of times than speaking. But that is a part of putting things, making things come true, because someone may not have been focused on that and they react a certain way, or all kinds of things, or try to imitate something they've heard, things like that. So like it takes more than speaking certain things, but the effects, speaking itself or speech itself, verbal things, it has effects in general. um, words have power, um, and an effect and impact. And so like it is a form of evil magic, because for example, like something in evil like, or for example, something in Heka, when you're talking about um good God Heka or evil Heka, like part of that does is like you could have charms and, or spells. A charm is a godly form and origin of like a verbal portion of something. Well, no, sorry. A charm is like a godly spell. Sorry. But like sometimes you have to say words to be able to achieve your Heka. So like for example, in evil Heka, or you could have like a spell and like spells, or so it's like you have to say certain words and people know what I mean. So it's kind of like a verbal portion of Heka involved too. But even Heka alone is considered, I'm sorry, evil, even words alone and speech alone is considered Heka too, because it has an effect. It has effects in every aspect. So, um, so like that's also part of this. And uh, words are very involved with Heka as well. And Heka is very connected to words and speech in general. So this is a form of evil Heka. What you're saying. They'll be trying to achieve something and have an agenda with what they're saying, whether it's good or bad. And that's the same with, and to do, like that's connected to Heka or words alone. It's an effect that has, that they have that there's a goal or an agenda to create something or to get to do something. So like that is what's happening. They have like evil agendas and why they're doing this. So all the effects I described are part of the agendas, but there's also other agendas that I didn't talk about. So this is another reason you shouldn't do this, because this is also a form of evil Heka. It's also a form of demonic parthenogenesis, and it's a form of parthenogenesis. And why, if it's God, it's a form of parthenogenesis, and if it's evil, it's a form of evil and demonic parthenogenesis. Because parthenogenesis, like I had shared at some point recently on my blog, a blog post I put, it's a form of parthenogenesis, and demonic parthenogenesis, if because this is primarily evil once again, primarily demonic, primarily negative. What is being said, and in general though, because of how it's being said. So like they're just doing this. It doesn't have good intentions. So they're doing this to create something. Okay? So you're using something biological. You're using something genetic to create something. So when you're so okay, even so say you feel something, some kind of words, or you think some kind of words. You're using your brain. You're using your heart. You know, your heart's involved with emotions, your brain's involved with thoughts. You're if you're saying something verbally, like just out your mouth in speech, like if you're saying it's in speech, all of that's involved. Your spirit's involved in all in your emotional aspect, your mental aspect, your heart and your brain, your spirit's also involved. But when you're talking about speech, you're using your mouth, you're using you're using your tongue, you're using your all whatever it takes physically to have speech. Your voice box, like you're using physical things and biological things to create something, because there's agendas once again and goals behind this. So like, and it's not, none of them are good in my opinion, because even when they're saying something good or not as evil, how you're saying it's wrong once again, but it's never good intentions. And I'll talk about that too, because the agenda, and when I get to the agendas of this, so like you need to be careful about that too, because it is a form, technically it is a form of demonic parthenogenesis as well. So like that's how it's a form of that, because you're creating something, you're creating effects, you're creating with words, you're creating with biology, and in every aspect. So the spirit is involved once again. And so this is another reason to be careful about this. And the quantity of evil, some are executable on it. It's so bad in what they're saying, because it's also spiritual things. There's some very serious spiritual things being said. Like they're trying to digress people. They're trying to drag people to in existence, to drag people to hell. They're trying to like it's some, I mean, there is some serious things being said in every aspect. I mean, it's some really serious things being said. So like the amount of seriousness and evil in some of the things even being said, like those are going to have more effects, like more evil effects as well. So, and more evil creations or uncreations. So, because creation's a form of God, but I'll get to that. That's more extensive, but evil uncreations, where an uncreation is a form of an evil form of a creation. You put un in front of a lot of godly forms of God, you'll get a lot of forms of evil, or unforms of evil. So no, it's true. And so like that's one reason. So these people are also digressing. It's not just who it's being directed to is who is digressing. So this is also what's going on. And so what else is going on is it makes me feel like, so if you say something, I start to assume or conclude that is how you feel about something. But they'll be like Jekyll and Hyde. Like they'll be saying some really serious things, and then the next minute they're in my like hi, and it's like crazy the amount of Jekyll and Hyde, and like direct words and non-direct words. What's being said directly and what's being said indirectly is like Jekyll and Hyde a lot of times. So like it's that is really a big issue. Like, how could you say that stuff indirectly and then be so nice directly, and be so like kind or whatever? Like, it's so fake. It is so fake to me. It's not, it's just so fake. Like, it is so fake. Like, why can't you say bad things? Like, what I mean by why can't you say bad things is, once again, how can you not, you have to be able to assert yourself. So even if it's something that may hurt someone's feelings, that may cause a disagreement, that may cause some kind of confrontation, you have to be able to assert yourself. That is the right way to do it. So it's not that you can't feel a certain way or you can't think a certain way about something, but you need to be able to say that correctly and address those feelings and those thoughts correctly and those spirits correctly, because that is going to make it, at least the communication is going to be godly, so you have to be able to face fears and face hard conversations, and it can be intense conversations involved, and hard conversations. You have to be able to do that, to be able to like progress and be able to like have solutions and resolutions and things, but they don't want that. So that's once again why they're not doing that. One reason they're not doing that, but that is the way to do it. So it's not that, we all have negative feelings sometimes, and negative spirits, negative thoughts, but you have to be able to do that correctly, or you have to be able to assert that correctly and communicate that correctly. So you can get to the bottom of what's going on, why you're feeling that way, because a lot of this is also not true and is causing rumors, and what people are feeling and thinking is a lot of dishonesty involved in that, and mistruths, because no, they're never addressing these things directly in the right way. So you can't get to the bottom of the truth a lot of times. You can't get to the truth of, like, was that a rumor or not? That's not what you, like, you don't have to always have certain spirits or feel certain ways or think certain ways if you get to the truth of it, because sometimes that's not true, or there's something else going on, so it's like, it's going to help you mutually understand how someone feels, communication basically in general, and why part of that, and part of why that's so important. So it's once again causing way too many communication barriers and communication issues. Real communication is almost non-existent, and when it comes to a lot of very important things. So you have to be able, safety issues involved with a lot of this, of what's being said indirectly and not directly, causing safety issues, causing death in people. So listen to what I'm saying. Please listen, because these are some of the effects of it. People are dying. Individuals are dying as a result of not getting to the truth, or not like communicating correctly. So like, it's too many communication issues involved in this, and this is like an unheard of communication issue in my opinion, because this is heavily involving communication or lack thereof. So like, this is a very serious communication issue. Like, it is almost unheard of to me. I will never conform to this. Like, I'm not gonna lie. A lot of it's been forced on me, and I've kind of accept abuse sometimes, because I have tried and tried to like address it and fix and like progress it and fix it and end it, but it just, nothing I have done has worked, and it just continues. So like it's forced on me. So like it's like I won't conform to it though. I won't conform to it. I won't engage in it. I don't engage in that. But sometimes I can like have verbal outbursts sometimes because of it, because it'll get me angry. Somebody said something and I'll just be like, yeah, what? Like something in a response to something they said, like a total stranger sometimes. Not often, but like it's happened in public where I started having a verbal outburst. Um, so it just is negative effects. It causes rage, you know. So something else going on with it is, oh, yes, that's very serious. So this is one reason some people could be executed on it. It's caused death. It causes death. It causes is barriers to progression, not just myself, and a lot of other issues. It can warrant death and more than death. So it could warrant an existence. So, so it's not just physical death. It could warrant death in every aspect and in existence as well. So in different forms. So, but individuals are dead on communication issues. There's a lot of digression in the world and damage to a lot of things, like safety issues involved. This is very serious. Is very serious. Not only like because of the lack of communication, but because of what the lack of understanding. It also creates a lot of lack of misunderstandings, a lot of serious misunderstandings involved. So this is what I'm trying to say. This alone, a lot may not think this would warrant certain types of karmatic return, and certain types of effects, and they're wrong. So what could return is going to be connected to, well, what is going to return is going to be connected to what you have done. So, and what you have said, what you have caused, what the effects are. So it could warrant death and existence. So is that serious? Because that is also relies upon the effects of evil and what is going to return. So and the effects of God, effects in general, because karmatic return is it has a godly origin, because what you do good is going to return to you, but that's also what you do bad. So what you do evil, what you do godly, what you put out to the universe godly in every aspect is going to return. What you put out into the universe what you put out evil to the universe in every aspect is going to return. So like you really have to watch what you're saying and watch your words. So it's very serious. It's very serious, and it really needs to end. So I'm going to talk about. I didn't even mean to be. Oh wow, it's been 2 hours. I didn't even mean to be on talking about this subject for so long, because I have some other subjects I want to talk about, but I'm gonna have to wait till tomorrow to talk about them. But this is very serious, and why I chose to speak about this, because this is something I wanted to share information about for a while, but I just haven't, and so it's important. So I'll just wait another time to get to some of the other subjects, because I'm gonna rest soon. But unfortunately, I just wanted to say something else too. There was a writing that I had wrote a while ago. Last year I finished. Well, it wasn't technically finished, but it was nearly finished. I was on the last paragraph that I was editing. And it was a writing. I think I started that in 2022. I believe I started it in 2022. On forgiveness, a writing on forgiveness. And it was like 14 pages long, on Kemet. It's originating in Kemet, the concept of forgiveness, basically. But it's a universal concept, the orthodox concept of forgiveness, basically. And it was very detailed. So I had talked about karmatic return in that as well. So I mentioned that because I was talking about karmatic return, but like, unfortunately, I wish I was able to share that and would have been able to share that, but my phone was stolen last year in like this. I think that was like May or June of 2024. June, I think, of 2024. June, I don't know. It might have been August. I think it was the summer, last summer. And I had the writing in my Microsoft Word, and my phone was stolen, and I was not able to get my old phone number back, and I wasn't able to ever get back into my email that I had and get back into my old Microsoft Word where the writing was. And it was very disappointing. It's devastating because I lost a lot of writing and poems. I had lost some poems. I had lost other writings that I wrote that was in my Microsoft Word, and part of that is my fault because I didn't write my passwords down. I had to retrieve my Microsoft Word, I had a pass key or something like I had in storage, and I never picked my storage up. So like, I lost the writing, and but I wrote it. It's a wonderful piece. It was a very important piece as well. So, and it's very devastating. But I just wanted to mention that too, because I heard there was plagiarism. It's creating hatred, and that's what I'm trying to say. It's creating hatred. They're saying all kinds of things, like in regards to plagiarism, and in regards to my service and my work, the things I have shared, my contributions that I have made, revelations, just all kinds of contributions I had, like in information, intellectual contributions, things I didn't share publicly all the time, that I heard is a competition going on where people are coming behind my work and adding their own like stuff to it that I'm not agreeing to or seeing or authorizing. No unity involved in this. So it's creating hatred, because like, trust me, it's creating hatred on my work too and my contributions. They're talking about monies involved that I'm not able to access, and people are milking me for money and like using my work and taking credit for things, and trying, like, it was also sabotage involved in why I didn't get the phone back. I had got another phone that was stolen. The phone companies, they were real shady, giving me the runaround, and sabotage involved with getting the phone number back and getting a phone around this time when I was trying, in general, because I was trying for a while to get a phone and get and to get my old number back. They weren't transferring the phone number over to my new phones. Like it was a lot of other sabotage involved in why I wasn't able to get back into the Microsoft account and my email. So but what I'm hearing is like miscredit involved, and people profiting off of things and benefiting, and I'm not the benefit of my own contributions, ideas, songwriting, all kinds of things involved in like violation of privacy in my phone and things like that, and just in general in my writing and other things, not just my writing but other contributions. Sometimes I would just think something, and I'm thinking something and meditating something, and people have shared it, they don't want me to have the honor of introducing certain things to the world or getting the credit for certain things. Some things I have not shared. Most things I have not shared. There's a lot of things I have not shared. Valuable information in every aspect. Ideas, business ideas, other things like to do with life, to do with things in every aspect. So it's creating rage. Trust me, it is. Because this is one way too. And it doesn't motivate me to keep doing certain things when I'm not getting the credit, I'm not getting the benefit of what I'm doing. So like, I'm not a slave. I'm not created to be a slave. That's not what's supposed to be happening. Like, I'm being misused, and a lot of people are running away with the benefits of my hard work, and it's not easy. And then it's also these other things I'm going through in my life. Okay, but let me just try to wrap this up, because I'm going to talk about agendas. So that's part of the agenda. Me not getting credit for what I'm doing. A lot of people don't realize everything I've contributed and everything I've done. So that's dangerous as well, because I'm not even able to, and no one's asking me questions about this stuff. They can be going to the wrong person with questions, with credit, with veneration, and it's not supposed to be it's not their glory, it's not their purpose, things that are my purposes. And so that's one issue. That's one issue with the miscredit, but this is what's being said as well. So it's causing a lot of hatred and other things I don't want to write anymore sometimes, and it's other factors too, but it's like I don't want to do certain things anymore. It's not, because of a lot of these issues connected to the verbal harassment. Part of another agenda, in credit. There's another miscredit is another thing. Credit for something. It's a big agenda in this as well, because not only with writing, but so for example with the writing, sometimes I was writing things and they would be saying certain things when I'm writing and trying in an attempt to insert themselves in some way. So I have been meditating. I have had like big meditation breakthroughs for years, and all kinds of things, like I said, I never shared, or all types of intellectual contributions. And they're also they're taking credit for things in every aspect, really, not just mental, but intellectual. But like some intellectual things and breakthroughs and things I have meditated that I did a lot of it plan to share, but just wasn't able to with all my abuse and what's going on. So like the attempt to insert theirself, and so they don't want me to receive individual credit for something, an individual benefit. They don't want me to be able to do that do certain things on my own, or anything really. They don't want me to do anything on my own as part of this. Not even think. They don't want me to think on my own. Um, so they want to take credit for my thoughts. They take credit for my feelings. They take credit for actions, for spirits, all kinds of things. So like a lot of the stuff, and this is crazy too, because a lot, now this is the truth. Sometimes I am writing something, or and I may have forgotten like something I was going to add to it. So they're following my thoughts basically. So like sometimes I think about it in the moment as I'm writing it, and then like I get distracted with something else and I forgot to write that. And they'll be like, "Oh, mention it or something." And then I'll be like, "Oh yeah, I forgot to add that." So like they'll immediately take credit for it even if I already thought it and forgot it, because they know what I'm thinking once again. Or and then a lot of times it's something that I already meditated. It could have been years ago or in the past that I knew, but I might have forgotten the moment of me writing, and they'll say that. I'm teaching them. You know, I don't remember everything. There's a lot of information. It's very detailed. I don't always remember everything in every moment. So like they'll be taking credit for something, because sometimes I'll be like, "Oh yeah," like I'll hear them say something, then I'll be like, "Oh yeah, I forgot to add that." Like sometimes I'll do that, and 9 times out of 10, it's something I already knew. They're not teaching me nothing. It's something I already knew, something I taught them, but just forgot in the moment. But they'll be taking credit for it, and trying to insert themselves into credit and be like, and that's not all her. You know, like all kind, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, you're not teaching me anything. Like I taught you that, but I forgot it in a moment. But it's like they'll be like taking credit for contributing that, and it's not true, or saying my writing's not me. Oh, that's not all her, because of something like I just described, and trying to insert themselves. So there has been many. So listen, I can write on my own. I've been doing that. That's what I do on my own. I can think on my own. I can feel on my own. But what I'm trying to say is, there has been times, okay, where they have been quiet, okay, when I was writing. Let me tell you, it flowed beautifully, beautiful flowing. Okay, but once again, just even when they're not saying nothing, that's when I write the best, when they're not saying anything. That's actually when I write the best. But like, listen, even when they're not saying something, okay, there could be, like I just described, a moment where I just didn't remember something in the moment that I already taught, that I already knew, and like there was already my contribution, already something they didn't know without me initially. And then they'll say that, once again. So something like that, trying to get credit with me. And so like everything being said is not evil. Okay? I don't mind you can do reminders in the right way. When you're unified and doing things correctly, you can remind someone of something the right way. Like, "Oh, didn't you mention this about that, like before?" Like, you know what I mean? "Oh yeah, I do want to add that." Or, you can do that. Things can be done in the right way. I'm a human too still. So I sometimes in the moment, yes, I do forget something. Or like, it's not motivation for me. But like, oh, I was thinking about something else, but I was talking about that soon. But it's not motivation though. But it enrages me, because how they don't ever want me doing anything on my own, and then sit there and take credit for what I'm doing and act like they contributed that to me. So that's also the problem with that. It's not coming from a good place. You're not trying to help me, it's coming from a bad place, because you're saying that in the wrong way. You know what I mean? You're doing that in the wrong way. It may be something good, but you're doing that in the wrong way. And you don't have good intentions on it. So, like, I don't disregard God, because sometimes it's other reminders or something they're putting in my head that could be good. But once again, it's not, because you're not saying that in the right way. Because it could be something I'm doing, like in my life. Like, you might want to do this. They'll make suggestions. Sometimes they're not bad suggestions sometimes. But, like, I don't need you to do this. I don't need you to live my life. I can do things on my own. But they'll be taking credit. So control. That's one of the agendas. Control. Trying to control my mind. Trying to control my spirit. Trying to control my emotions. Trying to control my actions. That's an agenda. Control is an agenda with it. Not wanting me to have credit for my own spirit, even. Credit for my own emotions, my own thoughts, my own actions, my own contributions, and my own purposes. Not wanting, so that's an agenda. Control. And control of my spirit, so control of me in every aspect. So another agenda, these are not ever good agendas. And so something else is that what someone can be saying is good, rarely. So that's not not rarely, but that's not at all nearly most of it. Primarily, once again, this is negative. What they're saying is negative primarily. It's all wrong in how they're saying it. But so, like, I don't disregard God, though. It could be something good they're saying. So, like, it's like, I'll take a good suggestion. Basically, you're still doing it the wrong way. Like, you're too insecure to do it the right way, to be involved in the right way, and they don't acknowledge my contributions as well, and what I'm doing on my own. But they want, like, all the credit off of suggestion or off of an add-on of something I have already done. And the leadership will be disregarded, and the origin of something will be disregarded. The resource will be disregarded because of one little, like, thing they might have said that I'm like, oh yeah, I did forgot to put that in there. Or, oh yeah, yup, yeah, like, because that was something I already knew, once again, what I described. So, like, they end up taking all the credit on something, and I don't need them. So basically, this is what would happen. Check this out. So, like I said, sometimes there is something good being said, not in the right way, and I might take a good suggestion sometimes in this verbal harassment. However, you have to understand what would have happened had they not said this. So I would just generally rather them not say this at all. Okay? Anything at all, whether it be good or bad, because that is all the wrong way in saying it. So, like, check this out. So, like, what would have happened? So sometimes you have to, like, I just rather it be what would have happened had they not said that, even if it was good, a good suggestion, because the effect would have been, sometimes in the moment I wouldn't have wrote that in there, but I know that. So that's what would have happened. Sometimes in the moment I wouldn't have wrote something in it. Or sometimes it has been like me wanting to get the right information out. They have said something like, because there was stuff I had already planned on sharing. Cause so had they had like talked about this competition recently, where it was like, oh, so and so is not afraid to say this or that, and about my own work a lot of times. So like it has caused me a few times recently to like write to like share something that I wouldn't have done in the moment. So like sometimes I wouldn't have shared something in the moment in general. And it's very important subject sometimes. But like at the end of the day, it would have been happening anyway without my abuse. And it was something I was already planning on sharing. So you wouldn't even be thinking about that without me. Um, so it's happened a few times recently. But I don't, you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, and even with the stuff I'm saying, they're going to be like taking credit now. Like, oh, she's not writing that. That's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to continue to do and disregard me, the primary contributor of something. Because like I said, these suggestions, these reminders, a lot of times it would not have even been on their mind without me anyway. Like, even if, so like that's part of the issue. So I just, at the end of the day, I just rather go with what would have happened. I just wouldn't have wrote that in the moment, or I wouldn't have added something to it in the moment, because I'm a human. Sometimes I need to take more notes, write more notes down, more things like that are options. And then I'm not opposed to, once again, unity, but not if you're not going to do that in the right way. Like you can once again make a suggestion in the right way, and they don't want to give me credit for nothing once again, but you can make a suggestion in the right way. You can remind someone of something in the right way. I'm not insecure about that. So that's not what's happening here. So other agendas. So credit's a big agenda. Other agendas is keeping the same stuff going. Keeping the evil going. You don't want the evil to end. You don't want certain things to end. You don't want me to know certain things. You just want to keep this going. And why you deny certain things when I address it directly, is so much denial involved, because you want to keep the same thing going. Once again, a lot want to keep the same things going. And that's not good. It needs to be progression. It needs to be changes. It needs to be evolution. It needs to be solutions. It needs to be righteousness happening, and purposes happening. So this is a way to keep evil going. The denial, the denial of of what they're saying, the denial and the communication issues, and keeping and protecting the communication issues, and money. So there's financial things involved. People have financially profited from a lot of my contributions, and they don't want me to profit, or they want to continue to have the glory, continue to have the money involved, and people thinking that's their creation or contribution. They also, it's a lot, I don't know, they don't want legal issues. Also, they're another agenda in why they don't address these things or acknowledge these things, and they're in denial and don't want to address these things correctly and have them addressed correctly, is because they don't want problems fixing, but they're also afraid of my spirit, because there is abilities involved in every aspect, including magical, including in every aspect. There's abilities involved. So like, I can make things happen with thoughts, with feelings. For example, in every aspect. So, like, a lot don't want the wrath of what could happen in my rage about something or my consciousness of something, because that could be directed at them in some way. Because that is a lot of what I mean. Like, they don't want me conscious of everything, and they don't want me knowing everything going on behind my back. Because a lot of people say, oh, it's too much spiritual stuff involved. So you shouldn't be doing what you're doing. You got to stop doing what you're doing if you feel that way. Because I'm not supposed to just not be communicated with. It's very important things. And I can take it. I can take more than, and handle more than people understand. And then a lot of excuses is, oh, they don't want me to kill myself. And that's bullshit, because you wouldn't be doing all this stuff you're doing to me if you didn't want that. Some people want that. But then they'll use that as an excuse, like, we don't want her to know this or that because we don't want her to kill herself. Like, and it's like, they're the ones that would probably do it way before me. Like, the stuff I go through, I'm not saying I'm invincible, and I'm not. But the stuff I have gone through, so many things, and not killed myself. So that's an excuse as well. And the amount of communication issues. So what's also going on is agendas. Another agenda to this is attention. So that's another agenda to this. So, like I said before, some things would not be on my mind at all if I didn't I'm sorry, some things would not have been on my mind at all if they didn't say certain things. Okay? So that they don't like that. You know, me not giving certain things attention. Like, so like, and it's a good way to get attention. There's a good way to get attention. You know, so they're not doing that in the right way. And it's attention-seeking individuals when it comes to me, like, because all types of effects on people with me, I'm very powerful. Like, I am so powerful. My influence is so powerful as well. Like, there's people that have, like, life-changing effects just because I think about them. Like, just because I thought about them, or just because I showed them some attention in some way, or made a comment. I've been making more comments on social media recently, or in hearing all kinds of things, effects of that. Me giving people attention, like, that's an agenda, because it's been like, they get egocentric. A lot of get egocentric when I give them attention. A lot get insecure. But a lot of get egocentric when I give them attention. Like I can't believe she thought about me. Or like, I can't, or she's talking about me. Like, it's all kinds of things. So attention is one of the things. And we all deserve attention, but at the end of the day, you need to do that in the right way. You need to do that in the right way. And you can come up and say, hi, how are you doing? I did blah, blah, blah. I heard about this and that, or something, or whatever, and get the right kind of attention. Or I'm interested in this and that. Whatever it is. But no one's ever doing that. So, like, it's primarily is not always negative attention, because it could just be they bring up a person or something, and I give my opinion or something, or my thought on something, and it's not something negative in how I feel about them or whatever that subject was. But sometimes, a lot of times, is negative attention, because that what they're saying is primarily negative attention, because what they're saying is primarily evil once again, and what they're and how they're saying it is generally evil in this. So like it's primarily evil effects of this. So like it's a disconnect that they're creating, and it'll create hatred, because for someone once again, and they're starving for attention, and I wouldn't have given certain attention to certain individuals, and or attention to certain individuals. And it's the truth. I'm still a human. I can't just focus on everyone in the world all the time and everything all the time. Like, it's not realistic. But it would have been a lot more focus on others and other individuals in certain ways, privately and publicly, without all the abuse involved, not only this harassment. So like it's just a right way to get attention, and that's not what's happening. Be on my psyche. Maintain connections this way is another way they attempt to maintain connection with me, because there is abilities involved. Like when I go away from something or I move on from something, they part of the credit too is they want to always be in the mix, So even if I think about someone, they can give them credit for something. Just by me thinking about someone, they'll be like, "Oh, that's not them. That's not all them." Like, just I can just think about someone, and they'll give them credit for something I've done. So it's or they'll be like, "Oh, that's not their spirit," or it just listen whatever. That's not her spirit. Like, oh, it's all kinds of things. Other agendas involved. Creating hatred, once again, creating evil. Digression is a distraction. That's an agenda, distraction from what should be focused on. Creating rage, creating communication issues. These are some of the agendas involved. She's done it too. I've heard her do it. Oh yeah, I said that. There's others. There's others. You know, this is some of the agendas, but I'm about to get off of this. But it's causing a lot of issues. I can't connect properly with the world. I can't. It's causing too many issues. And disrespect. Oh yeah, it's happened at shows. I've gone to shows. They're doing it like them. This is an obsession for a lot, because it's like I can't understand how you can't refrain in these moments. Like when you're around children, even when they'll be doing it right in front of children, and right in front of their children and their adolescents, and they're learning it, and instilling hatred in them, and insecurity in them, and jealousy. It's a lot of jealous statements being involved, and I just also want to say something. My mother, she's not the only one that has done this to me. It's other well, she's not the only family member. It's other family members. It's been my sister. It's been my niece. It's been others I was around. It's been my daughter, but she hasn't done it recently. It's been even young, like toddlers. Like, I don't even understand that, but I love my family, but it's like that's hurtful. It's hurtful because it's not. I don't have a refuge in this. Like it's pretty much everyone I go around, strangers, neighbors. just recent, this is another effect. Listen to this. This is another big effect of this. Is not only because of the harassment. Recently, my neighbors, I had heard neighbors through talking through vents and walls, that I heard it was them walls and vents. You can hear other neighbors talking, threatening my life and threatening to kill me. And so like it caused me to want to move. That's one reason I want to move, and the one reason it caused me to move. It caused me to not want to be in. It caused fear, stating that people were going to come back and finish my attack. Someone attempted to murder me in last summer. It's demonism involved in this. So this is a demonic creation. It has a demonic and an evil origin. Everyone may not know the origin to this. Oh yeah, with demonic parthenogenesis, it's okay. So it's also creating shopping issues, because like demonic parthenogenesis is also something I'm not on the inside of. And this is another effect I forgot to mention that's very important. So it's causing issues with shopping as well, and wasting time. It wastes time, draining time, causing distraction, because I'll be out shopping or trying to shop in general. And so one thing I've been I had shared this recently on one of my blog posts, how I'm on my blog, how I'm a large target and victim of demonic parthenogenesis, and for years now. And so like I'm not on the inside of that. It's a lot of that going on in this area, and with online retailers, and I don't know what's going on in like a lot of other areas, but there's a lot of demonic parthenogenesis in the Pittsburgh area. And it's happened with online shopping, places that weren't in the area with me, but and restaurants and other places, even hospitals. I shared a lot about that, healthcare settings. But I had so I'll be, for example, I'll be like trying to online shop, or I'll be like out shopping and trying to find products that are not targeted by demonic parthenogenesis. So like I'm not on the inside of that. So some people are, because I hear them in the stores. This is another thing. I know a lot of people are in on this, because I hear them in the stores talking about it. So like, and just in general, not just in the stores, other customers, employees are involved. It's like crazy, and they're trying to cause a mental breakdown. They're trying to cause a 302. They're trying to cause a burnout. Like they're trying to cause these are a lot of agendas of it, like mental burnout. And but I'll be out shopping, for example, in a store, and trying to find, it's hard for me to find products that aren't targeted with demonic parthenogenesis, but there's some places and some products in the stores that are not targeted with it. So like I am not on the inside of this, and it causes a lot of confusion and issues in shopping, because I will be shopping, and then they'll be like, they might say something like, oh, they won't be denied on this product, like when it comes to demonic parthenogenesis, or I won't be denied a healthy product. Like they might say a specific product. Oh, she won't be denied on those potato chips, like of some healthy potato chips or something. Like they could say stuff like that, but it's not always true. It's not always true. So like they're generally not trying to help me find products that aren't targeted with demonic parthenogenesis and locations But like sometimes they're right, sometimes they're not. A lot of times they're not right, and I learned that most of the time they're not right. And I'll pick up a product, and they'll be like making suggestions generally, basically making suggestions of products I should buy or places I should go or places I should shop. Um, to not find demonic parthenogenesis that aren't targeted with demonic parthenogenesis. So, like, I don't know. It's a lot of trauma involved and PTSD with demonic parthenogenesis. So, I'll be in the store, like, not knowing what products to pick up, not knowing what places to go or where to shop because it causes confusion. A lot of what they're saying about the products and about the stores. Um, so like they're they're not trying to help me basically, and they try to control my shopping too, and so like it causes a lot of distraction and overwhelm when I'm shopping. A lot of confusion in what products I should get and things like that. They'll be like, "Oh, it's not a normal resale one." Though they might say something like, "Oh, there's not a normal resale." Wait, no, they might say something like, "Oh, there's a non-demonic resale on that." Like, it's all kinds of things because I don't want to get the products with demonic parthenogenesis, and they shouldn't be in the stores. But I don't know what to listen to sometimes, and sometimes I'm listening, but most of the time they're not right and trying to help me. But sometimes it has been products that weren't with the demonic parthenogenesis, but most of the time they are, and I've learned not to listen to them. They'll be trying to influence my shopping, and it's also once again causing distractions when I'm shopping, and it prolongs shopping time. It wastes time. It causes a lot of overwhelm when I'm shopping. So that's another effect of it. It makes shopping much worse. So when you have the demonic the demonic parthenogenesis alone has caused a lot of drastic issues, and that shouldn't be happening. But when you add that verbal harassment to it, it just causes even more issues generally because it causes more confusion. Now I don't know what to buy. I don't know what is good. I don't know what is, like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So it's just ridiculous. I mean, this is like crazy when you're going to a medical facility and they're doing this, or in a veterinarian. Um, I I don't want to get services from these places that are doing, but it's like I don't know where to go anymore. To not, because it's happening like everywhere I'm going, and then it's like it causes trust issues because, and they're trying to overwhelm me with it. Like they're trying to make it seem like I'm crazy too, and that's also what they're doing, trying to make it seem like I'm the crazy one. Um, it causes me not to share certain videos. It causes me not, oh yeah, I just want to talk about this real quick and then I'm going to go. But it also causes me to not want to watch TV and videos. So this is a big reason, and part of a big reason, and why I don't watch as much TV anymore and for years now, because it's happening so much on the TV to where, like I said, I can't even like focus anymore primarily on what I'm watching, like what it's supposed to be about, because it's so much of this happening, this direct with this non-direct words. So it's like I don't want to watch it anymore. Like it causes a headache sometimes just trying to watch something. Like, so that's one reason I don't watch TV as much as I used to. That's not the only reason, but that's a big reason. It's a lot on the TV is a lot going on. Like it's very high in quantity on the TV. and in on the media. So like social media, for example, I'm hesitant in watching videos on social media. I've been doing a lot more of that lately, but it causes me to hesitate to click on a video because I don't want to hear anyone verbally harassing me. I unfollowed and unfriended people on social media due to it. Some really great pages and individuals. This recently too. Some really great, and not just recently, but over the years and recently. Like I don't want to continue to have those individuals that share those types of videos and verbal harassment on my timeline. I unfriend them, I unfollow them a lot of times because that's not, I have to have do what I can to minimize it at least, and have as much power in it as I can, and prevention. And that's also connected to not why I don't watch the TV as much anymore. To try to minimize it at least. I don't listen to music as much as I used to because it's happening in there. I can't watch certain things. I can't listen to certain things. I can't. There's things I would love to listen to, like other things like podcasts or like other stuff I don't really listen to, but it's happening. It's happening like pretty much everything I'm trying to on the media and publications is happening pretty much in everything. Not everything, but pretty much everything. Uh, so I can't watch TV anymore as much and listen to things. And then social media, like I said, that I unfollow people, I unfriend people over it. Content that I really want to see, pages I really didn't want to unfollow, people I really didn't want to unfriend, but I just can't. It causes so many issues, and it's disrespectful. So I just do it, and then I'm dreading hearing it, like, because like sometimes I'll be talking to someone or watching a video or hearing some words where this is not happening, and I'll be like hoping, really just hoping and praying, not praying literally, but really hoping, a lot of hope in that this won't begin, like that someone will be different finally, like, and it never really happens. Like it's just like it's so hard to find it. Well, it's so hard to find someone that is not engaging in this. Like it is so difficult to find that. So like it causes a lot of trust issues, and like everyone just starts to seem the same, you know. These, like I said, when it's these, it creates a lot of general issues, starting to create a lot of general issues, at least in moments. And I know certain things, once again, like it's not everybody technically, but it starts to seem that way. It starts to feel that way sometimes, because I'll just be like, they're all the same. Like nobody's ever different. Nobody's ever real. Nobody ever can just come to me also and just say what they need to say, regard if it's good or bad. Like nobody's real. It don't seem like it don't seem like nobody's real, and it's like it don't seem like nobody's different in not doing this. So like most of the time I'm disappointed. Like 98, 99% of the time they just end up being the same, you know, when it comes to this verbal harassment. And I also heard they're getting paid for this, some people. I heard, I heard it's like it's demonism involved, like paying people to do this and forcing people to do this, or like spreading this around. It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But whew, like it creates a lot of issues. I'll be like, please let them be different, you know. And I'm like I said, 98% of the time, 99% of the time, you know, please let them not be the same, you know. 98% of the time, 99% of the time, it's the same. It's the same. You know, they're doing that too. Um, so it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. Um, I do have to acknowledge it's sometimes it's people not doing it or as much. So I do have to acknowledge that, and I don't. This is happening in Ubers, and I would like to tip people. I don't tip them if they're doing it, or give them or I'll say it's communication issues on the review for Uber. You know, I would love to tip someone, be able to tip someone, or like, well, I don't, I mean, I'm broke, but you know, I would, it just, you can't do nothing normal. Like, I don't tip them if they're doing it. And then, like, I'll just, like I said, automatically, as soon as you start doing it, I don't trust you. Automatically, I might keep talking to you. I might, trust me. And I know not to trust you, though. I know I can't trust you. So, if you do that. So like, if it's not that I'm very capable and able to forgive and willing. I'm very willing to be to forgive a lot of things, but like not when you keep doing it. And it's like, when is they going to show me someone that's a strong leader? When is they going to show me a leader, not a follower? Or and when is they going to, you know what I mean? Like, out of a human, even. It's starting to get that bad. Even out of just general, you know, in the world in a lot of ways. When are they going to present something real to me? A real individual. So like, if you keep doing it, I can't forgive you. And that's something else I wrote about in the forgiveness. That's part of the Orthodox concept of forgiveness. Like, one of the first steps in forgiveness is discontinuing the behavior, because that's very important. So when that's not happening, I can't move forward. I can't forgive. And that's not only on the verbal harassment, but that's on evil in general. Like, they always just keep doing a lot of things. So I can't begin to forgive someone, you know, or they're not acknowledging what they're doing wrong, you know, so you can't move past it. Like, so, oh dear. So I'm done for now. Because I'm tired and it's just a lot and it's draining. But this is the truth, okay? You don't want to. Then a lot of times there's judgment involved and misunderstanding, misinformation. You don't want to speak. Now, I had shared something recently that I had talked about with. Not recently. I had shared something a while ago, like a year or two ago, that when I was in a conversation with Adam, something had said in regards to this. And this is very real and very important. It was like, they speak with closed spirits. You know, they speak with closed hearts. They speak with closed minds. They speak with, oh man. There was something else. Oh. They speak with closed eyes. So this is real. Adam, Almighty God, that is not in support of that. That's not godly. They speak with closed ears. You know, not listening. Not, they speak with, it was something general, a lot of things. I shared that a couple years ago or so, but you have to really pay attention, because like I said, the effects of this, it's immense. So if you're doing this, I would stop doing this as quickly as possible, because the power in words is very powerful, and you want to use those in the right way, the power. And oh yeah, you're putting evil out into the universe. Like I said, you're putting all this evil out into the universe. Evil vibrations, you're putting out evil, with words, you're putting out words in general, and speech in general, and also with spirits, emotions, and thoughts and actions. You're putting vibrations out to the universe. You're putting vibes out. So that's what I mean. Like, it's not a good vibe. Like, that's what certain individuals, I avoid them, or I don't want to be around them, or I don't want to deal with them, or be involved in creating negative feelings towards them and negativity towards them, because it's like, it's not a good vibe. You know what I mean? It's not good energy, but even like when you're talking about not just speech though, but well, I'll talk about speech and specifically, but when you're like, one example is when you're speaking, like you can have they have something where you can view sound vibrations. And so that's an example. Like if someone speaks and they show these vibrations, and there's energetic vibrations, not just of speech, it's exuding to the universe. It's exuding, you can see it exuding. You can see the sound waves exuding to the universe. But in this is sound in general, not just speech, but speech is involved with that. The sound waves. So it's an example of, you can see that exuding and vibrating to the universe. So you want that to be godly. You want to use words of God. You want to use you want to have spirits, God spirits exuding, godly spirit exuding, godly emotions exuding, godly thoughts and exuding, godly actions exuding. That all matters, and not just karma, but the effects involved. The effects involved as well. And so like I said, it's immediate proximity, immediate environments, and then there's extended environments and ultimate environments in the universe. But that's all going out to the universe. That's going out to the earth as well. You're creating hatred in the earth, in the universe. You're creating hatred in your environment, and people in the environment. You're creating hatred in yourself. It's growing in yourself as well. And something else I want to talk about is these aspects. So I'll leave you with this one, the aspects of existence. And I had just shared something recently on my blog a few days ago in regards to this reversal, this demonic reversal going on Earth. Now this is involved in it as well. And it's a spirit involved. I believe the demon of Apep may be involved, and the demon of Apepe might be involved in this, and they're slaves to these demons and these other demonic other demons. What else was I gonna? Okay, the aspects. So, the sequence of the aspectual sequences. Okay, so like in the sequence of action. So like it's more evil involved. The more aspects that become involved with evil, the more evil The more aspects that become involved with God, the more godly. So like, this is like, these are originating from spirits. So I'm talking about evil because I'm talking about this verbal harassment, which is evil in general. So it's evil spirits where they originate. And then it's like, then it's becoming evil emotions. So now you're having evil feelings. Some people don't allow it, or it's not strong enough, or you're not weak enough for it to become a stronger spirit or an emotion. But now certain things don't ever enter the emotional aspect. And then now these evil emotions are becoming thoughts now. Now they're evil thoughts. It's entered the mental aspect now. Everything doesn't enter the mental aspect. When you start speaking, now that has entered the physical aspect. That's what that has done. And so like, it's evil, and then depending on what happens after that, it can enter the sexual aspect and the reproductive aspect. So I need to talk about some other things too with the sexual aspect, because it's a lot of misunderstanding and disrespect involved in that. But like, in the sequence of action, so spirit, emotion, thought, action, reaction, you have to watch your reactions as well. Some are reacting with even more talking. So like I said, over the years, this has just grown. More people follow and reacted with following it instead of staying away from it or being a leader and being a stronger individual. So a lot of evil reactions involved in it, and increasing it and becoming more involved in it, and it spreading like that. So instead of people not being involved, more people not being involved, and more individuals. And just any individuals in the environment hear certain things. It could be an animal, a plant, a spirit, in immediate environments or the universe, and it's causing, gods and goddesses can hear it, demons can hear different things. So you don't want to invite certain spirits and become involved with certain things spiritually or sexually in general, because that can start to, it's going to start causing a sexual sexual overflow, really. And that's one thing I'm going to leave you with. So like, this is an example of outward evil, verbal harassment. So all evil is bad, but like, one thing about outward evil, and it's not just in speech, is that is a sign and an indication, is a strong sign that someone is predominantly evil and more evil than godly, because it's an overflowing. It starts to be like, evil and God starts to be like an overflowing faucet. So it's not, some people believe that, oh yeah, there's a couple more things. Some people believe, I'm gonna be quick, some people believe that if they get this out, that some people believe outward evil makes them less evil on the inside, and that's not true. What that means is there's so much evil within you that it's now flowing to the outside and overflowing to the outside. So it's kind of like an overflowing faucet once again. It's not that if a faucet is overflowing, it's not less water in the sink. You know, it's still, the sink is still full. It's just now spilling over the counter or spilling out the sink now. So that's a sign that of someone being under, I'm sorry, that's a sign of someone being more evil than godly, or more godly than evil when you're doing outward godliness, because it's like, once with the first three aspects, it's more inward evil. With a spirit, an emotion, or a thought, it's more inward. Still matters in God and evil, still very powerful, but it starts to become more outward in the physical aspect. Um, and then one more other thing I'm going to leave you with is um, some of the beliefs involved in this. Some are that they're helping me in some way, and helping my abilities grow and helping my abilities increase. Because I have revelated myself as a a depiction of myself for example, in the film Matilda. I have revelated myself as being uh, a Matilda being a depiction of myself in a past life, connected with this life, though. So there's something in Matilda, this movie Matilda, with Maura Wilson as portraying Matilda, and Danny DeVito, and that version I'm thinking of. It is a book as well, and Rhea Perlman. Something. In the movie is where she'll be like getting yelled at, and it seems like people yelling at her, and her anger, what is portrayed in the movie, which is not reality. This is a movie. It's not reality. Very important, but not reality. So her anger seems to like help her abilities grow in her, and so like that is not true with godly abilities. That is not going to, yelling at someone or verbally harassing someone, anger, that is not going to have a godly effect and create godly abilities or strengthen godly abilities. So that is not helping me. I don't need that to do my purposes. I don't need that for my abilities. That is not helping. That is generally not helping. So like I said, sometimes they make a godly suggestion or a godly reminder, not near primarily. Not, I would say 98 to 99% of the time, that is not what is happening. And it's generally evil once again. But what I'm trying to say is that overall, the overall is evil, basically, and it's evil effects overall. It's not good effects overall. So I don't want anything to do with it. I don't need that to do my purposes, or to write, or to have my abilities. I don't need that I don't need that for that. So like that, people have misanalysis on these publications as well. So I just want to put that out there. That is not the way to do that. That is not reality as far as godly abilities and strengthening them. Once again, anger and verbal abuse and verbal harassment, and so that's going to create evil inabilities, and it's going to create evil, evil thoughts, evil emotions. Bad things could happen with bad spirits, bad thoughts, bad emotions, bad actions, even if it's in super unnatural things. It's going to cause negative effects, that kind of stuff, not godly effects. So that's one of, and then there was something else, I think in Ghostbusters too, where they started, it was this slime stuff in that Ghostbusters too, where they started yelling at this slime stuff and it started moving and stuff, but that was evil. That slime, well, I don't know. I don't understand this slime stuff, actually, some of it in there, because like that slime they found under the city in Ghostbusters too. But then they put that slime on the Statue of Liberty and it made the Statue of Liberty come to life. So that could be contradicting, and once again, people feeling like you need to like yell at someone, or you need to like verbally harass someone or verbally abuse someone to get a godly effect. And that's not true. Ghostbusters too, yeah, they know Ghostbusters too. Rick Moranis and yeah, Bill Murray. So it's in there. So there's some other things, and people and why they might believe certain things, but generally they're not trying to help me, and it's not helping. It's not helping anyone's abilities. It's not helping mine or anyone else's godly abilities, or God is not creating any godly effects for anyone, or in the universe. So I'm done now. So please listen. Once again, please listen. Please wake up, because it's very disruptive, and these are very serious issues and effects, and what I described, please take them seriously. It is not funny. It is very serious. The effects of this was specifically about the verbal harassment. It's not heckling. It's not funny. You're not a comedian. I don't share certain videos because of it. I don't share certain things because of it like I wanted to. I shared one recently because it was so important. The one I shared about the Lucifer under the Vatican. I mentioned that too, but I shared it anyway. I normally wouldn't have shared it, but it was so important, and it's just like I really wanted to share it. But I don't generally share things either, like on my page, if I notice that happening in the video, that I really wanted to. At times there was really good content, and I'm not going to keep doing that. I ain't going to keep doing that, but I don't want it to stop me. I seen it. It's also a barrier, because it's that, they don't want me watching certain things or hearing certain things either. So like sometimes I ignore it because I know I don't want it to get into the way of what the benefit is of a certain publication, or listening to certain things or something, or a conversation, but I can't, it's too much of it. It's like, they're slaves, and I do believe, the demon of Apep is involved in this, and the demoness of a Pepe, and the demoness of Satan, Satan, and it's demons involved, okay? But I believe this is connected to Apep, the demon of Apep, and the demon of Pepe, the demon of Cake, the demon of KK, the demon of their heresy, the demon and demoness of their heresy. But I think this is also connected to the demon of Apep and the demon of Pepe. I was talking about these resurrections recently, and I'm not responsible for all of that. So but they've embraced these things once again. Everyone has not embraced these things, and I know it's not everybody, but it feels that way a lot of times, and it seems that way a lot of times. Alright, but it's very serious. It can warrant death. It can warrant an existence. And harassment is also a legal crime. So, like, they don't take me very seriously. I tend to get dismissed a lot by law enforcement, but I mean, harassment is verbal harassment, so like I deserve justice and at least what I can, but it really needs to stop. It really needs to stop. But it's very disruptive. It is extremely disruptive, and I hope this can bring about some change and some good changes, because this is part of why I shared things about demonic parthenogenesis and other issues and of my abuse and things I've been going through and other things, because like I hope that it can create help and change and people to stop doing these things and good changes in my life. But a lot of times it doesn't, and the reactions a lot of times are for more people to engage in it and do it. And the part of this demonic reversal is once again like doing the opposite of what you're supposed to be doing about way too much. And so like all right, I'm done now. Bye. Now this is me. I did do this video, so I'm gonna try to do sharing things, but I'm going through a lot. So all right, bye.